When I talk to gender scholars and they have this vision of men and women becoming interchangeable, it's not going to happen. You're not going to get rid of masculinity and femininity. It's here to stay. And I think they're, it's a fairy tale. But I also feel the way sometimes people talk about marriage, that, we live in a society now where divorce is the norm, and a lot of people are living together before marriage.
Sure.
And it's just not clear to me that we will ever, that it's almost a fairy tale. That, however, having said that,
Yeah.
both with the gender scholars, I say, okay, then do some reasonable things, that, and make sure they're not harmful, because some of their ideas of making boys and girls alike seem to me to be, they just go too far, and it's almost like kind of trying to re-engineer children. It's not going to work, but it can make them quite unhappy. I don't think it's going to make people unhappy by, looking for ways to strengthen marriage and tell people, at least be honest about them, the risks that.
Exactly. Right.
So
yeah, I think the idea is that, marriage is not going to look in 2020 like it did in 1820, no matter what happens, but the question is, can we build a kind of a new marriage culture for the 21st century that acknowledges a lot's changed, that, that sort of is aware of the fact that, in most homes with married dads, dads are doing, much more childcare, much more housework than was the case, 50 years ago, and that's great. So how do we kind of create...
Still not enough.
How do we create a marriage culture
that won't happen either.
Where, that's taken into account, and where I think in particular with working class and poor families, we're able to see men's contributions not, only obviously in terms of the ability that they can bring money to the table, but also the way in which they might be great, coaches, great playmates, et cetera, for their kids. And I think, one reason why marriage is so fragile in working class and poor families is that we haven't yet developed enough of an appreciation for the distinctive role that dads play in the lives of their kids, and to recognize that, look, just because, dad may have lost his job or is having difficulty finding a job or is only working 20 hours a week right now, doesn't mean he can't play an important role in the life of the family, both now and 10 years down the road. So I talked to an African-American father, for instance, in the Atlanta area, and he had lost his job with, a telephone company, and his wife and daughter left. Because he was no longer able to provide for them financially. But I think we need to sort of understand that, he could provide in other ways,
Right.
to his daughter, practically and emotionally, and to appreciate that men's role extends beyond just their financial contributions to the family. I think that's the kind of thing we need to sort of build on and work on, I think, for kind of a 21st century marriage model.